Hello, my name is Guinevere. I'm from Vancouver, BC, Canada. This is my week 4 assignment on how to use ReaGate in REAPER. So what is a gate? A gate is also called a noise gate. So traditionally, it's used to remove noise from tracks. The definition of a noise gate is to reduce signals which registered below a certain threshold, which is measured in decibels. ReaGate is the default plugin gate that comes with REAPER. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach how to set up ReaGate in REAPER. First of all, you want to load a track which you want to edit, and then click on the FX button, the Effects button. Select VST ReaGate. Then you would see the main control window for ReaGate. Here, first you want to set your threshold level so that it is above the noise level but below the vocal or instrument level, because you want to eliminate the noise but not your vocal and instrument level. The next thing to do is to usually set the ratio. However, you will find that in REAPER and in ReaGate, you do not find a ratio option. This is probably because this plugin is specifically designed to be a noise gate, and so the ratio has been already set to very high. And remember that a high in and output ratio are usually used for noise gate because you want to eliminate all the noises without letting the transients get through. So in ReaGate, in order to compensate the lack of the ratio option, there are the wet and dry options in your output mix, which you can adjust the levels to mimic the effect that the ratio option can do. The next thing to set are attack and release times. Attack and release times are how fast the noise gate opens and closes. They're usually measured in milliseconds. And for noise gates, you want to set the attack and release times to a low value because you want to eliminate all the noises and without letting the transient get through. As for the other settings, you will find a preset pull-down menu. Here, there's an option for you to revert to the factory default settings. Pre-open is the same as the look-ahead function mentioned in Loudon's video lectures. It sets the amount of time the audio signal lags behind the noise gate so that the noise gate can protect the incoming signal. Hold is the length of time the noise gate stays open after the sound signal goes below the threshold. Hysteresis is a very interesting feature that ReaGate has. So when the noise gate has been closed for a while, ReaGate would ignore the incoming signals that are close enough to the threshold, and the noise gate would stay closed. And we also have detector input. So in ReaGate, it's interesting in that there's this function that the input signal doesn't even have to be the audio track that you're editing. You can just adjust the noise gate based on other tracks. And there are the low-high pass filters. They filters out the frequency above or below the set values. The RMS size sets the window size for detection. The wet-dry controls sets the ratio of track with and without this particular effect within the mix. Noise reduce or increase the noise in the output mix. And finally, you can monitor the output level in the output meter. Remember to never go into the red zone. And so this concludes our walkthrough of ReaGate. You can see that ReaGate is missing certain important control or visualizing options, such as the ratio control, graphs that overlays the oscilloscope display just like the one Loudon shows in his video lectures, and it's also missing transfer function graphs. So I think that the lack of all these visualizations, especially the graphs, is a major shortcoming of this plugin. For more information of ReaGate, here are 2 websites that you can reference to. So overall, I think ReaGate is very useful, but I also think that there are much room for improvement. So finally, I would like to say thank you for taking your time to review my assignment. I hope you have a great learning experience with Coursera, and see you in week 5.